Let's say that you wanted to change this up. What would you do? Well, you come back here to your code. And once you're at this point, what you need to do is you need to come to line 35, which is app.post. This is your webhook right here. And a little bit about how it works. If the text equals aha, send generic message sender. So what is generic message sender? Well, here it is, function generic message sender. Now, this is the cards that are provided by Facebook. So let's go over them real quick. This template, again, it's a template. The template type is called generic. And here's your title of your card. And now you can name this anything. You could say this is, you can call it your hello world, or it could be a part of your tutorial. You can call it anything you wish. The subtitle is the second element of the card, which is right here. Subtitle, right here, element 1 is pointed out. And then finally, your image URL, okay, which is the image. Now, Facebook has a very specific image ratio that it wants you to conform to. I believe it's 1 to 191, something like that. Make sure that your images fit. It will work if they don't. However, it might give you a hard time going live with that because the images might be too large. So make sure you conform to those standards. So, and then after that, you have your buttons, right? So in this case, this is the first card. You have 2 buttons, and you have a type. This type of button is called a postback button, and this type of button is called a URL button. So the URL button clearly has a title, which is the name of the button, and it goes to a link. So you put those elements in. For postback, change the title to anything you want, and the payload is what is said once that button is clicked. And this is what is said at this time. So, and now this is the second card. Now the second card only has one type of button, and that is the postback button. So again, you can have up to 3 buttons per card. And also, if you go on Facebook, there's different types of cards. So there's a payment card, there's a card without a picture, and so on. So if you want more information on cards and generic messages, refer to the Facebook documents. So in this new file right here, I have updated it. I called it index test. So here in my index test, let's see where I'm at. Okay, I've changed some of these elements, and we'll just change some of them for fun right here. Say hi is the thing that will get us going. We'll say I like Parrot. And then I've updated some of the cards. So in this, I've called it meditation. I gave it a subtitle of increase happiness one thankful thought at a time, and gave it a little image and a web URL and a title. Okay. And then this one, I gave it 3 buttons instead of 1 or 2 buttons, so you could see what that looks like. And then I did a second card, and then a third card. So each of these 3 cards has 3 buttons. And I've updated the types, the titles, the payloads, the links, and so on. So let's see what that looks like. Now, I could go in and rewrite this on the index file, but it would just be easier if I rename this or rename both of them. So let me come to index. I'll do rename. Save, and then I'll come to test. Oh, don't want to delete it. Rename, and just eliminate the test. And make sure it's index.js. The index.js file is the main file of any JavaScript application. So once we've done that, we want to save it, Command S. And then we want to come into our terminal. Let me clear this. And we want to do git add space period git commit. And remember, when you're doing a git commit, you want to do -js message, and we'll say we're updating our card. So boom, it just updated it. And then finally, what we want to do is we want to push it to Heroku. So git push Heroku master. And let's push this out to Heroku. See? Installing the emojis, bam. So the build has been successful. Now it's just compressing it, launching it, deploying it, and here we are. So it should work. So let's go in and see what it looks like. So again, this is what it looked like before. We would say hi, the parrot says hi. Yo, what's up? The parrot says, yo, what's up? Aha, and we got our cards. So now let's go with a different message by just saying yo. And now it says parrot, yo. So you see how here it's parrot says and here it's just parrot. And now let's say hi. And now we're getting the cards, right? Because we changed our trigger word. Of course, you could add more trigger words. You can have multiple trigger words. So it makes your app far more conversational. So let's see what this looks like. Here I used the animated GIF. You can see that looks pretty cool. Now, it does not show up on the Messenger app for the iPhone. I don't know why. Maybe the GIF is too big. Maybe it's not sized properly, but it does show up on the web version, which is kind of cool. And you can see here I added a number of different options.